Stop muscle loss after 60. Coffee hack to boost leg strength and Beat Sarcopenia Naturally. Hello, my name is Dr. Sam Wells. Perhaps you have also felt this. Your steps are no longer as agile as before. Your legs sometimes tremble when climbing stairs, or even a short walk leaves you breathless. Many people think that is a normal sign of aging. But no, it is a warning bell from a silent enemy called muscle loss, also known as sarcopenia. I have met many patients over the age of 60 who, despite eating enough protein and maintaining regular exercise, still gradually lost muscle strength and no longer had the same stability in their legs. One patient once told me, "Doctor, I am not afraid of getting old, but I am afraid of the day I can no longer stand up from a chair on my own." That statement haunted me for a long time because it reflects the common fear of many people, losing independence. The real issue is that the root cause does not only lie in diet or exercise, but in the body gradually losing its ability to respond to muscle building signals. It is as if you have bricks and cement available, but the builders, which are your muscles, no longer follow instructions to work, and so the house of strength within us continues to deteriorate. But I want you to imagine this. If with just a small habit in your morning coffee, you could flip the muscle switch so your body follows commands and begins to rebuild strength from within. The solution is not far away. It can begin as soon as tomorrow morning. Before we go further, I hope you will subscribe to the channel and share this video with family and friends over 60 pounds, because just one small change could help them maintain independence, freedom, and long-term health. When we reach the age of 60, our bodies begin to change in a very silent way. You may still maintain a protein-rich diet, continue walking every morning, and even lift light weights in your living room. Yet the results are not what you expect. Muscles do not respond as well as before. Muscle mass continues to decline, and strength continues to weaken. In medicine, we call this phenomenon anabolic resistance, which means resistance to muscle building signals. I want you to picture it this way. Your muscles are like a construction crew. The protein you consume is the bricks, cement, and building materials. But think about it. If the workers do not follow orders, if they sit idle and do not work, can the building be constructed? Even if you stockpile materials in the yard, the house remains incomplete and deteriorates with time. That is why, despite careful diet and diligent exercise, the body still becomes weaker. One of my patients, Robert, who is 68 years old, once said, "I do not understand. I drink milk, eat meat, exercise regularly, yet each time I stand up from a chair, it feels harder." When I examined him, I realized it was not a lack of nutrition or exercise, but that his muscles no longer followed instructions to synthesize and maintain strength. And this is not a rare case, but the reality for many people over 60. Scientific studies show that after the age of 60, the signals to activate muscle protein synthesis become faint. It is as if the whistle of the commander becomes weaker, to the point where the workers no longer hear it and refuse to start working. The result is weaker muscles, reduced endurance, and most dangerously, a gradual loss of independence in daily life. But believe me, understanding this cause is the key to finding the solution. Because if the problem lies in workers not following commands, then what we need is a whistle strong and clear enough to awaken them and bring them back to work to restore your body's strength. Have you ever felt that way, that you are trying your best but not seeing the results you want? Stop and think. Perhaps what you need is not more effort, but the right signal to make your muscles truly respond. So where does the real solution lie? The answer is leucine, an essential amino acid from the BCA group. I often call it the muscle switch. If anabolic resistance makes the workers in your body refuse to work, then leucine is the whistle strong and clear enough to force them to stand up and start rebuilding. I remember one of my patients, Linda, who is now 72. She was very diligent, walking every day and eating a balanced diet. Yet her body still weakened, and her legs became heavier when climbing stairs. When I guided her to supplement leucine correctly, after just over a month, she called me with joy and said, "Doctor, today I carried the groceries home from the supermarket without needing my son's help. I feel like I have regained my strength." That story gave me confidence that sometimes we just need the right switch to bring the body back. The interesting thing is, you do not need complicated drugs or expensive products. Leucine already exists in nature, in protein, rich foods such as meat, fish, eggs, and milk. But after age 60, eating alone is not enough. because the body's ability to absorb and use it decreases. That is why focused and scientific supplementation of leucine becomes the key. It is like not only bringing bricks to the construction site, but also delivering a clear blueprint and a firm command to the workers. Studies have proven that with just the right dose, leucine can directly activate mTOR, the biological pathway responsible for protein synthesis in muscles. Put simply, mTOR is like the central control board, and leucine is the powerful start button that makes the entire muscle building system function again. At that point, every gram of protein you consume is used more effectively instead of being wasted. I want you to imagine this. Every morning, when you drink a cup of coffee, you simply add a small amount of pure leucine. That cup of coffee will not only wake you up, but also serve as the command for your muscles to act, giving your legs more strength and helping you walk more steadily. It is not complicated, not extravagant, just a small habit with a big effect. I know many people in their 60s or 70s often ask me, "Doctor, is it too late to rebuild muscle?" And my answer is always, it is never too late. Because when you give your body the right signal, it will respond. Leucine is the switch to restore the strength, independence, and confidence that age seems to take away. If you find this content useful, please leave a comment below and let me know where you are watching this video from. I would love to hear your story, because every share can become inspiration for others on the same journey to protect their health. Why do I emphasize that you should add leucine to your morning coffee instead of taking it at any other time of the day? The answer lies in 3 very clear scientific reasons, but I want to explain them in the simplest way so you can easily picture them in your daily life. First is the fasting state in the morning. Think about how you feel when you just wake up. Your stomach is empty after a long night, and your body has not received any food. This is when your muscles are extremely sensitive to what you give them. When you supplement leucine at this moment, it is like a clear command echoing in a quiet room, making the muscles immediately pay attention and respond. Studies show that in a fasting state, leucine produces the strongest peak concentration in the blood, which effectively triggers protein synthesis. I often tell my patients, let leucine be the first thing your body hears in the morning, like an alarm clock for your muscles. Second is the synergistic effect with caffeine. We all know coffee helps us feel alert, but few realize that caffeine also improves blood circulation, enhances metabolism, and increases the sensitivity of muscle cells. When leucine goes together with coffee, it is not only transported faster in the blood, but also has a stronger chance to act on muscles. Imagine this: if leucine is the command, caffeine is the loudspeaker that makes the command louder, clearer, and more effective. Thanks to this synergy, the benefit goes beyond preventing muscle loss. It also helps you feel stronger and more energized to start your day. And third, which I believe is the most important for long-term adherence, the habit is easy to integrate. Drinking morning coffee is already a daily ritual for millions of people, especially those in their 50s and 60s. Many of my patients often tell me, my morning coffee is the moment I sit with myself, quiet, preparing for a new day. When you attach leucine to this already existing habit, you do not need to add another task, worry about forgetting it, or find it inconvenient. Instead of taking an extra supplement separately, you just stir leucine into your familiar cup of coffee. Because it is simple. This habit can stay with you year after year, becoming a small secret that nourishes your muscle strength each day. One of my patients, James, 66 years old, admitted that he had failed with many kinds of supplements because they were too complicated, easy to forget, and easy to give up. But when I guided him to mix leucine into his morning coffee, he smiled and said, "This I can do for life." 6 weeks later, he returned for a checkup with steadier steps, straighter shoulders, and eyes full of confidence. So these 3 reasons, the fasting state, the synergistic effect with caffeine, and the ease of maintaining the habit are the foundation that makes adding leucine to morning coffee a simple yet extremely effective strategy. Have you ever thought that just a familiar cup of coffee could bring new strength to your legs? Try it once, and you will see your body respond more strongly than you expect. Now let us go deeper to understand why each step in this method matters, and how you can easily apply it to your daily life. 1. Dosage of 5 to 3 grams of pure leucine powder. This number is not random. Many clinical studies show that less than 2 grams of leucine is usually not strong enough to flip the muscle switch, while exceeding 4 grams does not bring extra benefit and may even cause waste. That is why 5 to 3 grams is considered the golden range. An important note: Choose purely leucine instead of a BCAA blend, because only leucine directly activates mTOR, the muscle protein synthesis switch. 2. Mix it into hot black coffee and drink within 30 to 60 minutes after waking up. This is when your body is still in a light fasting state after a long sleep. At this time, leucine is quickly absorbed into the blood, reaching its peak concentration within about 30 minutes, strong enough to send the muscle building signal. Drinking it with black coffee enhances blood circulation and metabolic efficiency, creating what scientists call a synergistic effect. 3. Combine with light movement after drinking. Do not think you need heavy gym workouts. With just 5 to 10 minutes of activity such as chair squats, brisk walking around the house, or lunges, you help your muscles receive a clearer building signal. This is the perfect combination of nutrition and exercise, the key factor in fighting anabolic resistance. 4. Maintain 5 days per week for at least 2 to 4 weeks. Our bodies need time to adapt and make real changes. Many people feel noticeable differences after only 2 weeks: firmer muscles, steadier steps, and less fatigue. But the strongest results usually come after 1 to 2 months, when the muscle building process is fully reactivated. 5. The secret to sustaining the habit. If you are concerned about the slightly bland taste, you can add a bit of unsweetened pure cacao, which not only makes the flavor pleasant, but also provides antioxidants. Most importantly, treat it as a morning ritual, just like preparing a cup of coffee for yourself. Once it becomes a habit, you will see how easy it is to maintain if you are looking for a scientific, simple, yet effective method to restore muscle and preserve independence after age 60. Then start tomorrow. And do not forget to click like, share this video with your peers, and subscribe to the Wellness Unfolds channel so you will not miss the most practical and in-depth health tips. When entering the age of 60 and beyond, many people think that maintaining muscle is only to look stronger, but the truth is that muscle is the most valuable health asset that helps us maintain independence, prevent disease, and enjoy a fulfilling life. Below are the scientifically proven benefits. 1. Increase metabolism and maintain stable weight. Muscle not only helps you move, but also functions as an energy-burning factory. Each kilogram of muscle can burn more calories than fat, even when you are at rest. This keeps your metabolism high, prevents weight gain and belly fat, which are the leading causes of cardiovascular disease and diabetes in the elderly. 2. Stabilize blood sugar and reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Muscle is the most effective place to store and use blood sugar. When muscles are strong, the body easily absorbs glucose from the blood, keeping blood sugar levels stable. On the contrary, when muscle mass declines, blood sugar rises more easily, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes. This is why many studies confirm that people with greater muscle mass are less likely to have metabolic diseases. 3. Protect bones and joints. Reduce pain and osteoporosis. Healthy muscle mass acts like armor surrounding the bones and joints. When muscles are strong, the force on the joints is distributed properly, reducing knee pain, back pain, or arthritis. At the same time, strong muscles stimulate bone density, preventing osteoporosis, which is a common issue after the age of 60. 4. Reduce inflammation, balance hormones, and enhance overall health. Many people do not know that muscle is also an important endocrine organ. When exercising and maintaining muscle mass, the body produces substances called myokines, which have the ability to fight inflammation, balance hormones, and protect cardiovascular health. This is the factor that helps people with strong muscles experience fewer chronic diseases such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or chronic inflammation. 5. Improve memory and mental clarity. An unexpected benefit is that muscle has a direct connection to the brain. When muscles are active, the amount of blood and oxygen to the brain increases, helping improve memory, concentration, and reducing the risk of dementia. At the same time, gentle exercise combined with maintaining strong muscles stimulates the brain to release endorphins, the happiness hormone, which keeps the spirit uplifted and optimistic. Thus, maintaining strong muscles not only helps you walk steadily, but also protects the heart, brain, and mental health. This is the golden key to living healthily, living longer, and living independently. If you find this information useful, press like, share this video with your loved ones, and subscribe to Wellness Unfolds to receive more scientific knowledge about healthcare after the age of 60. There is one thing that many people overlook. Strong muscles not only help us stand firm and walk quickly, but also reduce the burden on the heart. the organ that has been working tirelessly for decades. Imagine the heart as a pump. If the system of conduits is made of strong, flexible muscles, blood will flow easily and smoothly. But if muscles gradually shrink and blood vessels lose support, the heart must beat harder and work more to pump blood throughout the body. That is when the heart gradually becomes exhausted, leading to high blood pressure, heart failure, or even stroke. In many years of working with patients over the age of 60, I have met many people who came for examinations because of unstable blood pressure. They took their medication regularly, followed strict diets, but still felt tired hearts, dizziness, and shortness of breath. Upon closer examination, the cause was not only in the heart or blood vessels, but also in the loss of muscle mass. Weak muscles slow down circulation, putting all the pressure on the heart. This is where leucine shows its effect. When adding leucine to morning coffee, followed by light exercise such as walking for 15 minutes, doing squats with a chair, or a few simple lunges, the muscles begin to receive signals to rebuild. As muscles strengthen, circulation improves, and blood flows more evenly. At that point, blood pressure gradually stabilizes and the heart is freed from the heavy pressure it has endured for years. A study in Europe once showed that elderly people who maintained light exercise and supplemented enough essential amino acids such as leucine had a 25% lower risk of high blood pressure compared to those who were less active. This does not mean leucine replaces medication, but it acts as an assistant that helps the body respond better to all efforts to control cardiovascular disease. I remember a patient named Mr. Harris, 68 years old, who had suffered from high blood pressure for many years. He was taking 3 different types of medication, but still frequently experienced headaches and rapid heartbeat. After I guided him to add leucine to his morning coffee and combine it with daily walking, after only 2 months, his blood pressure decreased stably, and the number of medications required was reduced by his cardiologist. Most importantly, he felt lighter, could breathe easily, and his spirit became joyful again. This shows that caring for muscles is also caring for the heart, because strong muscles help blood circulate smoothly, reduce pressure on the heart, and prevent dangerous complications such as heart attack or stroke. If you have followed this far, try asking yourself, have I done enough to protect my heart? Leave a comment to share your thoughts. And do not forget to press like. Share the video with your peers, so they know that just one morning coffee with leucine and a few minutes of exercise can change cardiovascular health. And importantly, press subscribe to Wellness Unfolds, where I will continue to bring scientific knowledge and real-life stories to help you live healthier, happier, and longer. When we talk about health in old age, we often immediately think of cardiovascular health, blood pressure, or diabetes. But there is another silent danger that I believe many of us have witnessed. That danger is falling. Just one slip in the bathroom, one missed step on the stairs, or one loss of balance in the garden can leave serious consequences. I have met many patients who, after just one fall, had to face a hip fracture, and sadly, many of them could no longer walk independently afterward. They were forced to depend on their loved ones, losing the freedom that had been their pride throughout life. Have you ever heard the saying, "One fall can change a lifetime"? For older adults, this is absolutely true. Why is falling so dangerous? Because as we age, bone density decreases, muscles shrink, and reflexes slow down. Just one small impact on already weakened bones can easily cause a fracture. And once a bone breaks, the recovery process is extremely difficult, sometimes leading to other complications such as pneumonia from prolonged bed rest or depression due to the loss of mobility. But the good news is that we can significantly reduce this risk by keeping the leg muscles and the core muscles strong. The core is not just the abdominal muscles, but the entire system of muscles around the hips, lower back, and abdomen that helps you maintain balance. Stand firmly and walk with stability. This is where leucine in your morning coffee demonstrates its strength. When you supply leucine at the right time, the body receives a strong signal to rebuild muscle mass. If combined with a few light morning exercises such as standing up and sitting down in a chair 10 times, walking around the house, or practicing balance by standing on one leg, you will create a shield of safety for your body. I remember Miss Elaine, 72 years old, who once came to me after a fall in the bathroom. She was very frightened and always anxious whenever she had to walk alone. After adopting the habit of adding leucine to her morning coffee and doing light exercise, Within just 3 months, she confidently walked around the park and even joined a light yoga class for older adults. What touched me was when she said, "I no longer feel like a burden. I feel like I have regained my youth." That is clear evidence that one small change can prevent great tragedies. Therefore, I want you to share this video with your friends and loved ones over the age of 60, because just one morning habit, 1 cup of coffee with leucine, can protect them from hidden dangers, keeping them strong, independent, and safe in their own home. My dear friend, it is time we change the way we view old age. Weak legs, difficulty standing up, or fatigue after just a few steps are not inevitable consequences of aging. They are simply signals that the body needs the right support. Science has shown that we can actively keep muscles strong, maintain independence, and preserve confidence in ourselves even after turning 60, 70, or even beyond 80. I want you to imagine, every morning, when you hold your familiar cup of coffee, you are not just enjoying a habit, but also giving your body a new opportunity, an opportunity to switch the muscle-building process back on with leucine. One small action, but its value is by no means small. Remember that muscles not only help you walk, climb stairs, or do household chores. Muscles are also the foundation of overall health. When muscles are strong, your heart is healthier, your blood pressure is more stable, and your bones and joints are stronger. Even memory, mental clarity, and sharpness improve. Muscles are the key that helps you unlock a vibrant, independent, and energetic old age. I once had a patient, Mr. John, 74 years old, who thought that his life would only revolve around a cane and a sofa. But when he began adopting the habit of adding leucine to his coffee and doing light exercise every morning, he gradually changed. 6 months later, he could walk around the lake with his wife, participate in community activities, and confidently say, "I have regained the part of my youth that I thought I had lost." This shows that old age does not equal weakness. Old age can be a golden period for us to enjoy the fruits of life, to live actively and meaningfully, as long as you know how to care for your body with science. And I believe you can absolutely do that, starting today. It is simple. 1 spoon of leucine in your morning coffee, a few minutes of exercise, and the determination to maintain that habit before you leave. I want to remind you of this. Please press subscribe and turn on the notification bell. In the next videos, I will continue to share scientific, easy-to-apply tips to help you and your loved ones maintain health after the age of 60. And please, share this video with your friends and those you love, because who knows, one small habit you share today may save them from a fall, from weakness, and give them more years of healthy and happy living. Thank you for giving your precious time to watch this video. I wish you good health, happiness, peace, and joy. See you in the next video.